Hey there guys, EctoMaster here. This is a case file on Jurassic Park, the video game. I started with an because they're talking in the background. And I didn't really play this on the channel, no. I actually played this on my Twitch channel. And the VODs are there, but you know, Twitch just went through a new thing where the VODs aren't going to last much longer. That being said, I still can put it up on YouTube, and I can still say my 2 cents about this game. Boy, do I have some 2 cents about this game. Alright, so this is Jurassic Park, the video game. It takes place right after and kind of during the first movie, Jurassic Park. You play as multiple characters. Here I am playing as the character Billy Yoder, I believe his name is. Yeah, Yoder. Okay. You play as multiple characters throughout this game where you can do things where you're investigating and taking actions, etc. And it's basically following a group of people who are trapped on the island just before it is supposed to be destroyed. And your goal is to make sure as many people as possible can survive that are quote-unquote supposed to survive. And it's a rather interesting game, to say the least. It's not something where it's like, oh my god, this is so cool. It's... having played other Telltale games like The Wolf Among Us, as well as Back to the Future, the game, I kind of went into this hoping really, really well a lot for this. But every day that I played this, I joked saying it's the ladder simulator game, it's the roller coaster simulator game, it's the simulating abducting game. That's basically all it is. You are going through these motions where you're not really doing anything. Like, the most interaction I saw was probably in the 3rd episode, which we're not seeing here. This is mainly the 2nd episode. But it's where you actually fight one dinosaur. That's it. You fight one dinosaur. All the other times you're trying to evade them. And it's a series of button commands that you do so. And even in the fight with the dinosaur. And it's a velociraptor that you fight. But the big guy, actually, who's right there. Then there's sneaking objectives. You're trying to avoid things, puzzle solving. Nothing really that's, you know.
Thanks. Anyway.
Yeah, it's stereotypical of a Telltale game, but using Back to the Future, the video game, as an instance where you had an inventory and you could use items that were in your inventory. And here we're seeing me get back to the settings, the scenarios, because once you beat it, it doesn't make sense to start all over. I just picked a couple of scenarios to play, which are the scenes in the game. There's nothing, literally there is nothing in between the two of them. Between the scene that we just saw and this, there's nothing that happens in between the two. These follow sequentially. So it's not like we're really missing anything. But going back to it, you know, Back to the Future, the video game, had an inventory to it. So if you were needing something, like for example, in the very start of Back to the Future, the game, you have a shoe that you hold up to a woman who goes, I haven't seen that shoe in 60 years. And things like that, or 50 years, or 40 years, or however long it is. And that, in and of itself, is pretty cool, because it's, you know, hey, alright. So, that's nice. But Jurassic Park, the game, there is no inventory. It's mostly puzzle solving and watching cutscenes. That's it. I kid you not. We're watching a cutscene right here. This is it. First, 2 minutes of this scene is a cutscene. Then you do some puzzle solving. Then you do some button hitting. And then it's more cutscene. And that's it. That's all you do in this game. There's no inventory. There's no, consequences. Not until the very end, when you have a choice to decide whether or not this character, Nima, whether or not she lives. And I played that scene, and throughout this entire game, you were given option. You're shown like buttons on the screen, and sometimes you have to hit them in a sequence or in an order. And they showed that on the screen, and that's it. That's all they showed was those two. They showed two buttons. You could show it with her, where the she's getting the. If you've seen the movie, the can of Barbasol that had the embryos in it. She's getting that, or she could save the daughter. Now, if she goes for the Barbasol can, she dies. If she goes for the daughter, she lives. Now, it's not her daughter, but the daughter in this, Jess. If she goes to save Jess, then she lives. Other than that, it is a disappointment. It is a major disappointment. I played through, I was like, in the very first episode, you have to set up a radio frequency. I couldn't do it with mouse and keyboard. It wouldn't let me. There was no way. You could only do it with mouse, and it was terrible. You couldn't do anything. I had to stick my gamepad in and play the rest of the thing on the gamepad. And even then, it's like you're trying to find it and you have a set time that you have to do it. And you're like fiddling with the controls. You don't have a whole lot of time to play with it. So I literally had to go. I had to look it up, see what the frequency was, and then play with it from there. And that was that. There was nothing else you could do. There was nothing spectacular that you got from it. It was a absolute mess. And here you can see I'm doing the puzzle solving, and luckily I've already done this, so I know how it works. But even I was like, I don't get it. What the hell am I supposed to do? And it got to a point where it's like, all right, so I put the tracks on the cars on the track, and it wouldn't let me move it. Why? Because the cards are supposed to go 1, 2, 3. And I had it 1, 3, 2. Speaking from somebody who has not worked attractions in Walt Disney World, but I have gone to Walt Disney World, I've gone to theme parks. It doesn't matter. They put the cards in whatever order they're available in. If it's 1, 13, 14, 15, 16, 21, 2, 3, they'll put the cards in 1, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 21, 2, 3, 14 again. However they want to do it, they'll do it. But this, no, it has to be 1, 2, 3. And then you have to do all this other stuff, and so you're getting chased by dinosaurs, which we may or may not see. I mean, it totally depends. But oh my god, I was so disappointed with this game. This game could have had so much potential, and it was wasted. And the fact that you're bouncing back and forth between characters, the only time you ever really learn anything is between the doctor and his daughter, and that's Dr. Harding, who's from the movie, and Dr. Harding and Nima. That's it. That's the only time you ever learn anything about these characters. You do learn stuff about the other characters past. But you don't, nothing to make me go, well, I feel bad that they died. But the worst one that I felt, like the death was kind of like, well, that sucked. And I'm going to spoiler alert, but the big guy in the start of the video, he dies. And it's like, well, he's the only one who kicks ass. And we lose him. We're left with a 15-year-old girl who is sneaking off to smoke and is caught stealing. And, a thief by necessity, and Dr. Harding, who seems to be an idiot. I didn't care about any of the characters, really. Which, going into a game like Jurassic Park, you would think that, there would be something more to it, but there isn't. There's nothing more, nothing less, and to me, it just seemed to be like a waste of time. And like I said, it's not that I was like, oh, well, what the hell are we going to do? No, it's just nothing you can do because it just... I don't know if they were rushed. Like, a lot of these games get, 5 episodes or something like that. This only got the 4-episode treatment. Each one is about, 90 minutes long. And it just... See here, I have it 132. And 132 is too much. Or not the right way. So now you got to play with it again. And I probably could have done it right the first time, but I wasn't paying attention. Again, I was just I've completed it. I'm just recording it for the channel. I'm not going for accuracy during this video. It was just recorded, but you don't need accuracy. There's no urgency. There's nothing important. You don't have to rush yourself. Not during this. And then there's times in this game where you hit the buttons and you don't know what buttons you're going to need to hit. It's going to tell you hit, left down, but the first button is left. So you hit left, then it's down, but you don't know that yet. Not until you hit that left button, and once you hit the left button, yeah, sure, it changes to down, but if you didn't hit that left button and quote-unquote enough time, you don't get the chance to hit that down button, or you can hit that down button and it doesn't register. It's so finicky, it is picky. I'm sitting here watching the screen hitting left, because I know that's what it is, and it doesn't register the second left. And I'm sitting here going, I hit the button. Why didn't it recognize that I hit the button? It just... This is a game where I turned around and I was debating on whether or not I wanted to finish it. Not based on the fact that I had been away from the game for so long, but because I was having such a terrible time with the game. I have never really sat down with a game and gone, my God, this sucks so much that I really just don't want to play it anymore. Telltale, you failed. It was a tail fail with Jurassic Park the game. It just wasn't all that good. And I'm glad I got it while it was on sale. It was like $3. Sure, for the time that it wasted me, I'll spend the $3. It was a slight enjoyment. I got to hear Jason Marsden do some voice acting, which I guess is the best thing. I got to make fun of this little chick who is pretty freaking stupid. It's just, with all the Jurassic Park material out there and the sources, going with new characters and a new storyline, that makes total sense. I have no problem with that, but I seem to remember a game that was on the Sega CD that I played, my dad played, and it was pretty much, it followed a similar vein to this, and that you were there to get embryos and eggs, and you had to collect stuff, and it was actually an entertaining game.
That's cool.
This, on the other hand, is just crap. And I hate to say that about a game, but it really was just terrible. I mean, this is it. You pick up the rock, you're like, here, you pick up this rock. You use the rock right away to smash open the thing. You have a timer on when you can throw it. Not here, aim, and throw. You have to wait to hit that button. And we get to see her butt a little bit, because here I don't get a good angle to reach down to grab the thing that I need. It's so bad. It is so terrible. You're here to do the actions of the people, and that's it. You don't control them. You don't do anything. You don't get anything. Like here, this. I'm just moving the crane. That's all I'm doing.
Hey, what are you doing?
Trying to help.
You keep that thing away from me.
Yeah, it's... even sometimes the voice acting, it's just terrible. It's horrible. Probably the best scene in this whole game is right towards the end. You have to swim underwater to escape a underwater dinosaur. Oh my God, thank God for that, because nobody could freaking talk. It was amazing. I didn't have to listen to any of the terrible acting. I didn't have to listen to any screaming. I just
You're gonna love this.
did what I needed to do.
Okay, Dad, your turn.
That's all I have, guys. I really can't say any more about this.
Awesome.
If you're looking at this and you want to get it, wait until it's on sale. It's not worth full price. It's not worth $15, let alone $30, let alone $10, maybe $5.
Okay.
If you can get it for $5 or less, then you want to check it out, then by all means, spend the $5 or less. But if you're spending more than $5 on this game, I think you're being rather silly. Until next week, I will have another case file. And until then, I will see you guys
Come on back.
next time.
What are you gonna do if the rescue team shows up?
What?
I mean, they probably heard that noise.
Let's not worry about the rescue team right now.
Well, that ought to do it. The ride should stop and let us out at the maintenance exit, instead of doing the normal loop.
Whoa.
Well, that's it. Since the ride is in maintenance mode, it should be safe. It won't go very fast.
Come on. The sooner we get to the coast, the sooner this will all be over.
Hang on. This is gonna be a short trip.
Doesn't this thing go any faster? Dad? Ideas, Hero! What are those things?
We need to switch the track! Okay, honey. Just stay down. Oh, no. There's more.
I want to get off! I want to get off!
There it comes again. Phew. That's close.
Dad!
It's okay, sweetheart. We're safe now.
Dad!
Get out now. Jess, grab my hand. Nima, help us. It's okay, sweetheart. I've got you.
I used the crane!
There's no time. I got you. Thank you.
You.
What now?
Now, we go for the ride.
Please, don't say ride.